Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. Well, the morning hours in southern Wisconsin are looking mainly dry, but the afternoon and evening, that's another story. So let's get things started at 8 a.m. this morning. And it's good news for the morning commute, completely dry across the area, but you can see the activity over in Iowa. That's going to be moving in during the morning hours. So let's jump ahead now to 11 a.m. and you can see how it's filling in the western part of the area, and we may begin to see the first few showers pop up around Madison at 11 a.m. And then after 11 a.m., it's going to fill in more locations to the east. And by 2 o'clock this afternoon, we're going to be pretty much covered in light to moderate rain. But the good news is, check out temperatures this afternoon. A lot of us making it into the upper 40s. There might be some spots, particularly in the northern part of the area, that get stuck in the mid 40s. That said, in the southernmost part of the area, I'm not going to rule out some highs in the low 50s. Keep in mind, normal high temperatures for this time of year are low to mid 30s. These aren't record-breaking high temperatures, but way warmer than normal for this time of year. This is 5 o'clock, by the way, and a totally different story for the homebound commute versus the morning commute this morning. It definitely looks wet. Very likely. You can see some gaps trying to show up, but there's a very good chance that you will encounter some rain driving home from work. Also got to mention a little bit of a wind chill factor today. Of course, not that big a deal when temperatures are this warm, but with gusts around 20 miles per hour, it is going to be feeling about 5 degrees cooler than what the temperatures are indicating. All right, so now let's talk about evening plans. I know a lot of folks do have some with Valentine's Day, and the good news is, here we are at 8 o'clock, and notice the activity backing off. So the peak does look like the afternoon hours, but I've got to say, if you're going out to dinner this evening, still carry the umbrella with you, because as you can see here, there's still going to be rain around. By this point, we'll have transitioned to scattered showers, not the widespread rain, but the showers are still going to be around. And it's not just going to be during the early evening hours. This is 8 o'clock. Notice that we're still talking about scattered showers late this evening as well. So even when you're getting out of the restaurants, 11 o'clock, still a possibility of rain. You might get lucky. There are going to be some gaps, but still a pretty good chance of rain. So carrying the umbrellas if you're going out this evening. But the good news is, again, look at these temperatures. Even at 11 o'clock tonight, not cooling down very much at all. We're still talking about temperatures mid to upper 40. So that's some good news besides the rain. Let's jump ahead to the morning commute tomorrow. So I think as we go through the night, less and less activity. I think mostly during the overnight hours, isolated showers. And for the morning commute tomorrow, I'm not going to rule out a couple of stray showers, but I don't think there's going to be much. I do think most are going to have a dry morning commute, but I got to keep the chance in there at least during the early morning hours tomorrow. But I do think probably by 9 o'clock, that is it for the rain chance. So by the time we get to 9 a.m., the rest of the day tomorrow is looking dry. But what I've also got to point out is that the warmest part of the day is going to be the morning hours tomorrow. We're actually going to see temperatures gradually come down as we go through the day. So this is 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. And let's just look at Madison and Kenosha, for example. 40 in Madison, 45 in Kenosha. Jump ahead to 1 o'clock in the afternoon tomorrow, and now look, not a dramatic difference, but now 39 in Madison, 44 in Kenosha. And unlike today, where it's just going to be breezy during the afternoon, that is not going to be the case tomorrow afternoon. It is going to be very windy, gusts around 40 miles per hour, the kind of wind where it's a little bit unpleasant to be outside, and definitely enough wind for a significant wind chill factor. You can easily take 10 degrees off these temperatures, and that's what it's going to be feeling like. 5 o'clock, keep an eye on temperatures. Notice coming down a little bit more by 5 o'clock. Notice there's a range because this cold front is going to be slowly moving over us. 31 in Viroqua, but still 42 in Kenosha, so most of us probably sitting in the mid-upper 30s 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, but still dry 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, but not for much longer. I do think probably beginning around 8, 9 o'clock or so, Wednesday evening, snow is going to start to push in, and then there's going to be a chance of snow all the way through late Thursday night. I do think the last of the activity is going to come to an end late Thursday night, and Friday is looking like a completely dry day. But it definitely looks like the peak of the activity, though it's going to begin Wednesday evening, and we'll see a little bit more late Wednesday night. It definitely looks like the peak is going to be Thursday morning and Thursday afternoon. In the morning hours, probably more activity in the western part of the area, Madison areas west, and then in the afternoon, more in the eastern part of the area, Madison and areas east. And because that's going to be the peak of the activity during the day on Thursday, though it's going to be lots of light to moderate snow, there are going to be periods where heavy snow is coming down during the morning and afternoon on Thursday. Also, I'm going to talk about the temperatures and wind on Thursday. So temperatures are going to be consistent through the day on Thursday. We're going to start in the mid to upper 20s and we're going to stay there into the afternoon. But Thursday as well is looking windy, maybe a little bit less than on Wednesday, but not much. I still expect during the day on Thursday gusts around 35 miles per hour. So mid to upper 20s, but actually feeling like the mid to upper teens with the wind. Finally, of course, how much snow are we talking about? Well, the model's doing a little bit better today than yesterday. What they are consistent on is showing lots of us seeing 2 to 4 inches of snow. But the question that we still have is how much heavy snow is there going to be and where exactly is the heaviest snow going to set up. And there are still some models hinting at the possibility of 6 inches of snow, but 6 inches of snow not across all of southern Wisconsin, just in spots. But is that 6 inches of snow going to be the northern part of the area, the central part of the area, the most southern part of the area? And are those models even right? Are we really going to see 6 inches in spots? That's what still needs to be determined. But right now, it does look like a lot of us are going to be seeing 2 to 4 inches of snow. Once we get through today's rain, I expect the models to come into much better agreement. So look for another update on the snow tomorrow morning.